Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gamers in Patreon Hangout. The Patreon Hangout. You're wondering, why is it just Ryan? Well, it's just Ryan today because Jocelyn is off this week. She's taking care of some family stuff. So we're here to hang out and just shoot the shit and talk about whatever you want. It's up to the patrons to decide what we talk about. So as I wait to get some Patreon, let me bring up the chat here. We're on live at twitch.tv/thegamersin. If you're ever wondering, usually we stream our Patreon stuff at /JossPlays, but we're on the Gamers In today. And it's every third Thursday of the month. We try to stick to that schedule. And if you are a patron, you should be getting emails or notifications through your smartphone app if you've seen that. If you're a big supporter of other Patreons, I think the smartphone app is really solid. You should certainly check it out. It's on iOS only, I believe. It's an iOS app. I don't know if there's an Android version. Sorry, Android fans. I'm not an Android guy, so I don't know. I see a lot of people in the chat room already. We got Vent talking about how he's glad he didn't get into Overwatch this weekend because he's too busy playing Paladins, which is something we're going to be doing right after this on another Patreon-supported segment of our show, which is the game night. We do it every week, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we're playing Paladins. A new game from Hi-Rez in beta. You can get in, just pay $20 for the Founders Pack, and boy, oh boy, you're good to go. Yeah, so Tondagosa says he also wants to be in the Paladins beta, but yeah. It sounds like there's a Smite game going on. I'm not a big esports guy. So I don't know what's happening right now in Smite, if there's something happening in Smite right now. Jimmy's all over that business. Azax is in the chat room. Hello, Azax. Tondagosa, did you get into the Overwatch beta, Tondagosa? Did you? I did. I didn't get the email though, so I'm curious. Did all the beta invites go out today for the limited beta weekend? You know, or are those coming tomorrow? Because I'm excited that I got in and I get to try it, but I'm also a little bummed that I didn't get in for the overall beta. I just got in for this, like, oh, we're inviting everybody. Yeah, so it sounds like it is a weekend thing. Tonagos is saying he got in, but no email yet, though. Oh, okay. So Vent just said they had tweeted that they got them all out. That's good. So all of the invites are out. Check your Battle.net launcher shindigs and see if you got into the Overwatch beta. I plan on certainly checking it out. I'm interested in Overwatch, and I've been saying that I need to at least try it. And now that I'm in the beta, I can certainly give it a shot. So I'll be doing that this weekend. Vent says he has 5 Paladin keys. Ooh, look at him. I only had 1. So I don't know what Vent's doing, what kind of wild magic he's sowing to get 5 Paladin keys. But Jimmy the Shovel's in for Overwatch as well this weekend. Jeez, it's just an Overwatch party. So maybe Saturday we can connect and we can play some Overwatch. I think that might be something we do. So for those who are wondering, what we do in the Patreon Hangout is we take calls. So if you want to add R. Murphy TGI to Skype, you can certainly call in. Usually that information is left to the patrons, but hey, this is one of those like solo nights where people are a little busier. You know, the Overwatch beta is happening. They're watching their downloads. So I understand. But if you want to call R. Murphy TGI, ask your questions in the chat room. If you'd rather do that, if you're watching Smite finals, like some people that we know, you could just write in the chat what you want me to talk about, what you want us to talk about. So we're looking forward to that. So far, just a lot of people talking about Overwatch. I did not know that the Overwatch beta invites would go out today, so I'm glad that a lot of people are getting in. That's a lot of fun. I'm going to certainly check it out later. I got a lot of games that I actually want to play this weekend. Fallout, of course, still into Fallout. What else am I doing here? Rise of the Tomb Raider. I need to play Rise of the Tomb Raider some more. I really dig that game. Obviously, StarCraft 2. Legacy of the Void. I think I'm on the last set of missions, just based on where the story's headed. So I'm getting close, and then there's obviously the epilogue, and get to enjoy some of those co-op missions. Yeah. So if anyone wants to, call in and chat, I don't really have much else that I can go on here or talk about. I'm just trying to think of what I've been enjoying lately, but obviously yesterday when we were on Gamers In, we were talking about Paladins, which we're going to be playing more after this at 8 o'clock, and playing a lot of Fallout. We had a lot of fun doing the D&D. There was a bit of conversation in our D&D chat about possibly doing future shows live and having that back and forth with the chat room, which will be really fun. And it's just been really good so far playing these games. And now that Extra Life is behind us, we can kind of chill and relax. We don't have to worry about, oh no, we got to play video games for 24 hours. You have to raise money for charity. We don't have to worry about that right now. Although you can certainly go to bit.ly/TGI 2015 and donate some more money, because the donations are open until December 31st. So I gotta say, the Patron Hangout is about you guys. So we need to talk about stuff if we're gonna keep going. Because if we can't do a Patreon Hangout without content, right? We need to chat. So if anyone wants to call in, R Murphy TGI, certainly add that contact request, and we'll get to chatting. I didn't tweet this, did I? I meant to. Oh, I did. Yep. Okay, that's embarrassing. So Jimmy is saying there was a Paladins patch today. Nothing major, but there were a few nerfs, fixes to the card drawing system so you don't get ridiculous cards at level 1, and implementation of a player progression system. The player progression system sounds interesting. It sounds a lot like what Heroes has, where when you win, I have not experienced it yet, but when you win a match, you get some experience towards your level. Jimmy, do you know if they've added, and I don't know if Jimmy's actually listening, but I wonder if they give you rewards when you level up, if that's something that they're doing. I don't know. I haven't played yet. Or is it just literally like, I don't know, you get random XP and then eventually you level your account up. So I wonder if that's the case. Barbara says, talk about Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is fantastic. Rise of the Tomb Raider is a game that is an Xbox One exclusive currently, and then will be on PC early on in 2016, and then on PS4 in the holiday of 2016, which is an interesting sort of setup there. I see I'm getting a call on my personal Skype from, Jeff, I'm on R Murphy TGI, so I think I might even have you here. I can give you a call, but if not, just send me a contact request. I don't think I have you. Rise of the Tomb Raider is fantastic. It's like the Tomb Raider reboot that came out in 2013, except it feels like there's more open worldness to these segments that you eventually come to. You'll go through a linear path of your story, and then all of a sudden you're presented with this small patch of open worldness, and in that open worldness there are side missions, there are things to collect, there are certain paths you can't get down until you get a power up to your weapon, similar to Metroid. So it's very Metroid-like in that you're constantly searching for these collectibles, constantly searching for these little areas to explore, but you can't because you don't have the rope arrow where you can, pull barriers down. So that's really cool. Obviously the combat's a lot of fun. If you didn't like the brutality of the way they treated Lara in the first game, that's too bad, because that's back. You're still being brutally treated, although Lara is definitely a much more stronger and confident character in this one. And the story, interestingly, deals with what I would call post-traumatic stress disorder. Like, it kind of displays how the events in the first game have changed the way that Lara thinks about the world, and how we didn't know this in the first game, but prior to the first game, there were events in her life that made her skeptical. Like, she thought her father was crazy for what he was trying to do and what he was trying to discover. So Barbara's saying the last one she played was Tomb Raider Legend, which Tomb Raider Legend wasn't that bad. Like, those were other Tomb Raider games made by Crystal Dynamics, and they were more in the vein of the older Tomb Raider games, and they were very familiar to those people who played those. But the new Tomb Raiders are very different. They're more Uncharted meets, which is funny saying they're like Uncharted, because Uncharted is kind of heavily inspired by Indiana Jones' Tomb Raider, and knocked it out of the park, by the way. The new Tomb Raider is very Uncharted inspired, mixed with Metroid, which is very nice, and I've been really enjoying it. The story's kind of like, I don't know, the story's there, it's in the background. It's a little less mysterious than the first game. I really dug the story in the first one and how mysterious it was, and that you weren't really sure what was happening, whether was it supernatural? Was it just an island full of crazy people? Why were people being stuck here? And then the second one's just kind of like, I don't know, just bad people, survivors, valley, hunt for shit. I don't know. I really dig it, though. It's the combat, it's the gameplay that they really nail in Rise of the Tomb Raider, which makes me sad that it's an exclusive to the Xbox One, because there's a lot of people who should be playing this, and unfortunately they're either going to have to fork over $500 or wait until the spring or possibly the holiday season. So that's unfortunate. Jimmy is saying, yes, so on the subject of Paladins adding a leveling system to their accounts, it's account leveling up to 30. Each level gets you a radiant chest which contains 5 cards. From what I understand, the cards you get to pick from one of 3 cards every time you level up in game, so when your character levels up. And I still don't know if those cards are burn cards, so when you select them they disappear. I assume they disappear from your inventory, or maybe they don't disappear from your inventory, but you randomly get to select one of 3 that are randomly selected out of your card list. And the whole point of opening chests is to get more cards to possibly draw from in future matches. So Jimmy will have to correct me, and then we'll actually experience that in a little bit here. He also says they don't plan to have any account wipes in Paladins, but it is a possibility, as they are really major changes to the game that they feel may require it. But Jimmy's saying, no, they're permanent effects to your abilities, stays for the whole game. Well, I understand they stay for the whole game, but what I'm curious about is when you use that card, does it disappear? You keep the cards permanently from game to game. So when you use a card, it doesn't burn. It's not like Titanfall, where you were constantly collecting those cards and getting rewarded with them, and then using them, which remove them from your ever-expanding hand of cards that you could use. I like Titanfall. I think I should play that more when I have time. Let me know when I have time. So yeah, if anyone wants to call in, R. Murphy TGI, we'll start taking your calls. We'll start chatting about the games. So yeah, you build a permanent card collection in Paladins, and I assume in Paladins they'll start adding more cards, and that'll be sort of their updates, alongside new heroes, of course. And the cool thing about Paladins is that all the heroes will be free. You basically get the game, it's free to play, and then all the heroes that are currently available, they're yours. You don't have to worry about it. Now, mind you, I'm sure they'll sell skins, they'll sell card packs, of course. Jimmy says, once they have a constructed mode where you choose which cards to put in a deck, you'll draw from during the game. You might want different cards for different games, depending on how you want to build, what you think you might need, etc. So right now, the only mode is a randomly drawn mode where you get presented with one of 3 cards. And what Jimmy's describing is they're going to add a constructed mode where you get to actually build from a deck. So you could build a deck specifically for Cassie, which is a archer / damage dealer. So she's a little bit spongy. Or not spongy. She's kind of a glass cannon, I'd say, having been the only hero that I've played. So that's interesting. So you'll be able to build a deck specifically for that hero, and then go into that game and hopefully pull cards that you want to see based on who you're playing. That's interesting. Trying to think of a sort of a similar mode that's out there like that, but But yeah, the current mode draws from every single card you own for that hero. So there are cards specific to the hero that you have in your deck, and that you can't draw cards that aren't from your hero. Another cool thing that I experienced in the one game that I played of Paladins was that it would show cards from the people in my party, my friends in my party. So I was playing with Jimmy and Vent, and I could see their cards popping up. So it was really neat. It was really neat. I look forward to playing more, although this whole Overwatch beta thing is kind of got me tempted to what am I going to do? I can't play both. Can I? Maybe. I don't know. I guess I'm in the Paladins beta for the foreseeable future. Like, I don't lose that access, so I should probably play Overwatchers. I'm interested. I'm kind of bummed that I got into the weekend beta. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah. What else is there going on? Yes, I can have my cake and Overwatch 2. So that's perfect. I will probably do that. And then we'll go from there. Yeah. I'll probably play Overwatch this weekend. The chat room is agreeing with me. Play Overwatch and then go back to Paladins. But we are going to play Paladins tonight because I think Overwatch... I keep calling it Overwatchers. Overwatchers is the podcast that's on A-Move that Garrett and Patrick do about Overwatch. So yeah, Overwatch is the weekend beta. It's only weekend beta, so it'll be really cool to check that out because I've been dying to check it out. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm not a big team shooter fan. I never really got into Team Fortress 2, but I am excited to play Blizzard's sort of look at that. But yeah, Overwatch is down for maintenance until around noon tomorrow. So got lots of time to wait it out and check that game out down the road. I get a drink here. But yeah, like Tondagos is saying, we'll probably play it all weekend. That's probably going to happen. But yeah. So what are you guys playing? I want to know, you guys know what I'm playing. We talk about it every week. I want to know what the chat room's playing. What is keeping people busy these days? Does anyone got any funny stories in Fallout that you've experienced? I know a lot of you, some of you have had to been playing Fallout, and there are plenty of funny stories in that game. I was, we were talking about it yesterday, and just how, I'll turn a corner, and all of a sudden, there's a super mutant with a rocket launcher, and now I'm dead. Perfect. Let's reload and see where we left off. Of course, we left off at the point that was 30 minutes ago, and many dialogue trees later. I'm just going to quickly... so, and again, anyone wants to call in, it's R. Murphy TGI. So if you want to call in, certainly give me a call. But another funny thing that I think I hadn't even mentioned on Fallout, this happened to me recently. Tondagos has got one. I saved some hostage, quick traveled, and couldn't find her again. Yes, escort quests will sometimes work with fast travel in Bethesda's RPG games. Other times, your hostage is gone, or your companion's gone. I've definitely fast traveled and completely lost track of dog meat. I'm like, where's my dog? I swear I had a dog not 5 minutes ago, and then I fast traveled to some other quest line and it's gone. So it's interesting. I'm looking forward to playing more. Let's get it here. So Jeff is calling in, and Skype crashed. Uh-oh. Well, that's good. We'll fix that, but we'll get in there. We'll get you in there in a second there. Sorry about that. Yeah, so another thing that happened to me was what was it? It was a crazy thing that happened. This is a lot tougher on my own. In Fallout 4, I was sitting there, and I'm coming up to a quest point, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see a helicopter, and the helicopter is just moving around erratically, and it's actually shooting super mutants. And then all of a sudden, the helicopter just kind of looks like it's about to land, and then just boom, plummets into the ground, giant explosion, and I'm like, that was interesting. I don't want to be here anymore. So there are moments like that. But we got Jeff on the line. Jeff, how's it going?
Hi.
How are you?
Skype sucks.
That was my fault, because it's got in Windows 10, it's got this thing with Windows Experience that likes to screw up. But
I don't even know what that is.
the NVIDIA Experience, I suppose I should say.
I have that as well.
I don't know. Maybe it's... Oh, I think it's a combination of NVIDIA Experience, Skype, and XSplit. So all those things mashed together make this wonderful, cohesive pile of shit.
Is it called like Murphy's Law or something?
Yeah, that was my bad, probably.
Go wrong, it will go wrong.
Exactly. My law is terrible. Tondagosa in the chat room is just saying he got his email for Overwatch. I bet you any money everybody did then, because it feels like everybody got into that beta. And I don't know about you, I already said this, but I was kind of looking forward to getting into the overall beta, but I guess I got to pick my battles, right, if I'm in this weekend.
Yeah, my roommate got it. He and I didn't, so.
Oh, really?
Whatever. It's not like I bought the game or anything.
Yeah. I mean...
No, it's alright. It's probably meant for people who haven't bought the game.
Right.
It's like, oh, hype. I'll go buy it.
I wonder. I mean, that's always something... It's really interesting. Like, I know video game people like to jump to conclusions, and that's fine. Jumping to conclusions can be fun, especially when you post those conclusions onto Reddit and then get Reddit gold. But I think that a company is more interested in testing their servers, and I think maybe it's just a coincidence because you bought it, you didn't get in. Maybe that's a coincidence, but I think if you do buy it, you should be included at the very least in these like massive invite beta weekends. I think that should be the case. It's unfortunate that you didn't get in, and maybe you did get in. Did you check your battle.net recently, or?
Oh yeah, I've been checking it.
Oh, that's too bad.
That's alright. I'm patient. I want to talk about Fallout 4.
Yeah, let's talk about Fallout 4. So I don't know if you were in the were you in the live show yesterday? I haven't posted.
I was not. I had I was doing the Hearthstone game night. That's right.
Oh, okay, perfect, cool. I only asked that because I was curious if you heard our conversation, but I'm more interested in what your thoughts are on Fallout 4. So how far are you? How are you enjoying it? What's going on?
So without spoiling anything, I did the brain segment.
The brain segment?
Of the main storyline.
Oh, like... Oh.
Going in the dude's brain.
Going in the dude's brain. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so I think I'm a step before that because I got the piece. The piece of the puzzle that lets me go take the brain. That was a lot of fun. Oh, that reminds me of an epic moment. So, okay, I will come back to that, but... So you did that brain piece moment. Do you find this... You're a step ahead of me. Do you find the stories, like, amounting to something? Like, I feel like my child was taken from me. My husband or wife was killed. And it's like, I'm just going to wander the wasteland and not bother to find... Like, this seems like a Jocelyn argument, and I'm surprised I'm making it. Because if Jocelyn was playing this game, she'd be like, shouldn't I be more worried about my kidnapped kid? And the fact that my significant other was just murdered in front of my eyes, why am I sitting here talking to this robot and shooting bandits? You know, shouldn't I be out there solving things? So tell me, does it start to go in a direction that makes sense?
It doesn't feel like it's going in a direction like Fallout 3 and New Vegas did, but they did try and give you such a emotional thing to go search for, but then they just let you go off and do your own thing. So, which they have to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like you need to do it.
That's the problem that I have.
Except, no, I did do the Brotherhood quest. Have you done that?
The Brotherhood stuff, all I've done with the Brotherhood is I found a part of the Brotherhood at a police station.
Yeah. That's where it'll take you. Well, have you got the dude's brain? Because I really don't want to spoil it.
I did. Well, we don't want to spoil anything. I did get the guy's implant, I guess we'll say.
And then you exited the building.
And then I exited the building. And then the
you
Brotherhood
looked up in the sky. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Brotherhood are there, but I found the Brotherhood before the Brotherhood even arrived. Like, It's
I
weird.
saw that. It's weird. I saw that side quest that popped up, and I was like, no, I got to do the main quest.
Okay.
And I went off, and I didn't do the main quest, and I didn't go back for that. So yeah, I did the Brotherhood side, and at some point during the Brotherhood side, it tells you, "Hey, you gotta go find this other people, and then report back to us, and we'll continue your quest or whatever." So it makes you do the main quest line.
Okay. Yeah, I felt like for me it was just that moment when the Brotherhood arrived was just like, okay, sure, like that moment seems it's just an airship. And
well, it made me want to go find them.
It did, but to me it's like I'm not a new player. I've obviously played Fallout, and I know, the Brotherhood of Steel, like this is a moment, like them showing up because they're sort of based on the West Coast, right, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Right. So
they're based in Washington.
Okay, see,
Washington D.C.
There's two Washingtons, right? There's one on the West Coast, one on the East Coast.
Yeah, but I always they showed up in Fallout 3, and you helped them take back Washington D.C.
So Washington D.C. is on the East Coast.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
The NCR was on the West Coast.
NCR.
They're the guys with the two-headed bear as the flag.
Okay.
Colorado bear.
So now that I've made a fool of myself.
They had the cool costume on the front of the New Vegas box.
Oh, okay. Oh, right, because New Vegas was West Coast, because Vegas.
There was a Brotherhood of Steel chapter out there, but they're based in Washington, D.C.
Okay. All right. Well, then, so yeah, that moment when they fly over to me was just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Another faction that I'm familiar with has shown up for some reason. And I know the trailer sets it up as sort of a three-way war between the Institute, the Brothers of Steel, and I think there's another, unless that is the Brotherhood of Steel in that trailer that's talking. But it feels like there are...
Yeah, that's the Brotherhood. That's the main dude.
So there are there feels like there's three factions, and that there's the Institute, there's the Railroad, and then there is the Brotherhood.
I hope I can join all three at once.
Well, I don't know.
I joined the Railroad.
I did too, yeah.
And I joined the Brotherhood.
I haven't joined the Brotherhood yet. I have joined. Yeah, so that's the other thing too, is I've joined the Railroad. I've joined... I haven't joined anything else, I guess. Oh, I joined the Minutemen.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone has.
How glad are you they removed the faction system? I'm so glad about that.
I can't even remember what the faction system is.
In Fallout New Vegas, you had factions for each individual thing, and you could... it's like WoW factions. You had to get honored, revered, and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. No, I don't remember that.
And you had to grind it or something. I hated it.
It sounds terrible, and I'm glad they got rid of it. The one thing I will tell you, though, is that I'm super frustrated by the fact that there's some not stupid, but the crafting system, like the building of buildings, I cannot get it to work the way I want it to work. Like I
wish it was over the head.
Yeah, that definitely. Because you're sitting, like, it tries to make it feel like you were the one building it, right, and setting up the pieces. But what it really feels like is it just feels like a cumbersome system where I was trying to build a house with walls, and it wouldn't, like, there's snap to grid, and it wouldn't let me snap it. It would only let me snap the walls in a line. It wouldn't actually let me snap them in a corner, so
they have corner wall.
Yeah, but those corner walls, that's the thing, is that the roof doesn't properly snap to those corner walls.
Sorry. There is an easy way to do it. It's a trick around it. Oh. You make walls, and then you put a ceiling on the corner wall, and then you can make a wall on the ceiling to the next of it. So you can make your own corner.
Oh, I see.
So you have to put the ceiling above, then the wall.
Okay.
And that's how you make two-story buildings, too. You put the ceiling above, and then you build on top of that ceiling, then you get rid of the ceiling. And then I have like a big warehouse in mine.
I just put down a prefab building. I'm like, you know what? If I can't build a nice mansion, I am just shoving people in shacks. It's the apocalypse, people. Get used to it.
Yeah, I was watching Iagoso during the... or James?
Yeah.
During the live stream. And he had this treehouse. Like, I want to do that. So...
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing more Fallout. Actually, I purchased the soundtrack, and for those who are interested in video game music, I was kind of bummed. I listened through the whole soundtrack. There's like 65 tracks, but the first track, which is the main theme, and the last track, which is a remix of the main theme, those are the two best parts of the soundtrack. Everything else is just like, it's kind of like wasteland filler. Because I realized in Fallout there aren't really story moments where you can use big welling music to cinematics because they don't ever take the control away from the player, right?
It's voice driven.
It's very, yeah. I guess you're right. It's all back and forth voice dialogue, right?
So you don't really want to drown it out. So you want to have an ambient. But Clown Baby's right. I hate those under attack things.
Do they do anything like?
I mean, I haven't got one for Sanctuary yet, but every other little settlement I made, I haven't done anything with, so I don't even go back to them. If Sanctuary is under attack, I think I'd go there.
Yeah, I got one for Oberton or something, and I went back and was like, oh, there's a bunch of raiders, and they take one hit and they're dead. And I think those I don't know like what those attacks are, but
they're really, really time consuming and not doing my quests.
What I need to do is I need to find a good Reddit thing and go from there. And just like, here's how to do building settlements to make them worth your while. Because right now, they're not really worth my time. Because I don't know what they do. Like, they're just sort of there. It feels like that extra piece that a lot of people, I'm sure, enjoy. But for me, it's not that key moment. Like, my favorite thing to do in Fallout is to just go around and do the quests and just and talk to people and have those dialogue conversations. That's my favorite part about these types of games.
I love that it's voice acted now.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big fan. I'm enjoying the voice acting. I'm enjoying the companions so far that I've run into. I found like this weird. I think I don't know what accent it is. I apologize. It might be. It's definitely European and. It is a boxer or something. Like I went to the combat zone and basically took out all these raiders. It was a lot of fun.
I haven't really explored much.
No?
No.
So you're doing the story mostly then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna head on to side missions next though. I'm like level 21 now.
Oh wow. So another question I might have, because I'm terrible at RPGs, are you focusing on a couple of tracks in your perks, or are you just spreading all the love around?
Okay, I'm gonna tell the truth right now.
Okay.
On the console, there's a duplicating glitch. And you can duplicate the I'm Special book. I hate the special, so I just maxed out all the special.
What's the special?
Like strength, agility, luck.
The top one. Okay.
So, I mean, it's in the game, but I glitched it.
Interesting.
It's so now I can just focus on the fun perks instead of just doing one in strength, one in all that. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done anything like that.
And you're on the PC. I'd be so tempted to do it.
I've never been like, I was like, oh, Ryan cheats all the time. Remember when he looked up that guide for Arkham Knight? Like, that guy's a cheater. It's like, I do enjoy saving time. Looking up the guide for the Riddler trophies in Arkham Knight was a time saver, but I'm not like one of those console guys, or PC console command guys who's like, give me God mode and let's run through this. Like, pay a lot of money for these video games and I kind of want to enjoy them, but like a duplicating thing to get through some really stupid stuff, like, that's fine. You should really do whatever you want. I just know that most of the time in the consoles, don't they like disable your achievements if you use cheats?
Yeah, but it's not cheating; it's glitching.
That's true. It's very different.
And I'm only gaining the special thing. And in Fallout 4, you can get unlimited levels. So eventually, I would have gotten it anyway. But if you really want to focus on something, everyone's been suggesting focus on armor, weaponsmith, and science. Okay. Those 3 perks will let you upgrade your armor, the power armor. I mean.
Okay.
I'm on Model C. Oh, it's so much fun once you get enough power cores to actually use it.
I've just kind of left it in Sanctuary.
It's like you could just run into a Deathclaw and it does like 10% of your health. So I'm having so much fun just running around in the armor.
Really? See, I haven't used it since like the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you can find the cores around, or you can glitch and get more.
Yeah, I need to check it out and use it. I haven't been using it a whole lot, but I used it at the very beginning when they had basically the fight the Deathclaw, basically giving you that taste of combat without having to worry about you getting killed. So I enjoy my time in the power suit, but I like the idea of waltzing around the the apocalypse without having just surviving, man. I think that's super fun. I've been really enjoying it.
That feeling of being in the armor with the Deathclaw, though, that's like late end game. That's all you feel.
Oh.
That you just start running around in it, and there you go.
Okay. I'll have to check it out. I kind of just left it. I kind of like got out of it. I'm like, well, we get out of it, right? And I'm like, I guess we don't.
There's a perk in the science and the intelligence tree that lets your power cores last longer, which is okay. Because when I started the game, I didn't intend glitching and stuff, so I just put 10 points in science or intelligence, whatever it is, which gives you more XP per point.
Okay.
So that's what I started with, and I saw, power cores last longer. I'm definitely using this.
I went charisma because I like talking. I like talking to people, and I don't like seeing that there's a dialogue option that I can't use. I hate seeing that.
Well, like in this game, you don't have to have it anymore. It's just an extra chance.
That's true. It is like usually, I think it's yellow if you're gonna nail it, red if it's a failure kind of thing. So I've had some good luck with it, but
and yellow red. There's like yellowish red. It's like you have a chance of getting it.
Yeah, for sure. So Tanagosa saying he burned out the first power core, then stopped using the armor. Now he has 6. I think I found a few. Do you have to like take them out of generators as you're going around the world? Because that's where I found my last one. You
can take it or you can buy it out of vendors.
Okay, perfect. Well, we're gonna keep talking. If the patrons, if nobody else wants to call in, then we'll just keep talking about Fallout and Paladins and stuff. We got maybe like 15 minutes. So someone
talk about Call of Duty.
We could talk about Call of Duty, but if someone is interested in calling in, add R Murphy TGI to your Skype. Give me a ring. We'll swap it out. But let's talk about Call of Duty. You're playing Black Ops 3?
I did briefly until Fallout came out.
Well, that's good. Have you played the zombie mode yet? That's what I'm interested in. I kind of want to get back into it.
That's pretty much what I've been playing. And reading about and watching videos. It's really fun. Matchmaking issues with party members is still an ongoing thing in this generation, unfortunately. I don't know if you remember it from back in the last
really. I don't play. We talked a bit about Call of Duty last night on Gamers Inn, and I'm not a big multiplayer person for Call of Duty. I'm more the campaign side of things. So I really enjoy the campaign. Not big on multiplayer, although I know the zombies is more of a co-op horde mode, and I always appreciate that type of mode. I really do love horde mode.
It's also a story mode.
Really? Okay.
You didn't know that. There is a story within every single Call of Duty Zombies that Treyarch has made.
Right.
Ever since World at War till now has been linked together, and the story.
Really?
Written through their Easter eggs.
Interesting. I didn't know that it was connected. I just figured, like, I know that when they introduced it, it was you beat the campaign in World at War. Yeah,
that was like, when they did that, they said, well, we didn't know anyone would really like this. It's just an Easter egg at the end of the game. And they said, well, people actually like this, so they put it in DLC. So the first map really doesn't have anything going for it story-wise, but the second map, they start introducing story. And
I think the second time they brought zombies out, it was like...
it was in an insane asylum.
Was it? What was the one where you got to play as like the presidents, like Kennedy?
That was Black Ops 2.
Oh, okay. So that was the third one?
No, that was Black Ops. World at War was first zombies, then Black Ops. Black Ops was the first one with the President Zombies.
I don't know,
So there were four. Yeah, there were 4 maps in World at War.
Okay.
I think 4 maps in Black Ops. I think there was 4 maps in every one of them.
Interesting. So what do you enjoy most about the zombie mode in this new Call of Duty?
So they revived an old map from World at War, and I really enjoy that map. It's well done. But the new map, it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
They're really tight quarters. The map is gigantic, and the objectives in the map, they're actually objectives now. They're insane. You gotta you gotta go around getting these teleport stones and stuff like that. It's really weird. You gotta sacrifice yourself.
Right. You have to
I haven't done
sacrifice
it.
yourself. Wait, what? I
Well,
just
you have
gotta
to sacrifice a personal item of yourself.
Oh,
So
like
you
their
have to
soul.
find it, and then you have to sacrifice it on an altar, and then these giant mutant things spawn. Oops, sorry,
It's all good.
drop something.
It sounds like you dropped
I
your
personally
spoon.
haven't done it, but I've seen it done,
Hmm.
and I can't wait to actually do it with my friends.
Yeah, I've been toying with the idea of picking it up. I am a huge fan of the. I'm a fan of zombies, and I'm a fan of horde mode. So it's kind of like a no-brainer. But then I'm like, it's another game that I have to possibly pick up. I don't know. I just.
Well, they do introduce the old characters back from the original ones.
Oh, okay. Interesting. So wait, the old characters?
From World at War.
Ah.
Richtofen, Nikolai, Tank Dempsey, and the other dude. I forget.
I'm not familiar with the.
Takio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the characters from from the zombie mode. Like I'm not even super familiar with the characters in Black Ops 1 and 2, and that's my next question. And in Black Ops 1 and 2, it felt like there was a bit of a connection between the two games. Does that continue into Black Ops 3, or is it only sequel in name?
I haven't beat the campaign.
Okay.
Um,
Like you're just playing the great grandson of the guy from the second one or something?
as far as I'm concerned, like from the first part, I haven't seen much. Same, but then again, I haven't gone back to Call of Duty or the other two,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't really remember. It just feels so disconnected from the series. I think they're just starting fresh.
Oh, okay.
Unless the big baddie, which I haven't encountered yet because I'm only like 3 missions in, is the same. But you know what it is now?
What?
The story mode is online play now.
Really?
You can
Wait.
play with friends on the story mode.
Oh, so they added co-op campaign?
Yep.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. So how does that work? Is it drop in, drop out, or do you have
guess so.
randoms dropping in from time to time?
No, you can do it if you want, or you can just do it solo.
Oh, okay.
It's like Halo, I guess.
Hmm.
And then there's like a central hub in between each mission where you go back to, and your weapons and stuff are there. You level up in the campaign as well.
Really?
Every mode had its own level up. The zombies had its own level. The multiplayer, of course, has, and then the single player does.
So it sounds like they've really upped the incentive in the game. Because wasn't
Yep.
the zombie mode? It came back in Advanced Warfare, but it was a.
It had nothing to do. That was like that's why they call it exo zombies or something like that.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with the zombie mode whatsoever.
But it was zombies, but it was
It was
DLC.
horde mode.
Oh, it was horde mode. Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty much horde mode.
Okay. Okay. So the next question I have, and it's actually an email we got. I feel like I'm grilling you here, but we're hanging out. We're hanging out. We got an email from somebody, and we'll probably address it next week when we have more time on the show. We just have been so swamped these days with the show content, but it was an email about like all the games that are coming out, and it sounds like you have the same problem I do, where you're constantly getting a new game and really enjoying it because it's a new experience, and then there's another new experience around the road, and you remember, oh, I remember Fallout's great. I really want to experience it, and you go play Fallout, then you completely forget about the game you were playing before. So
Yeah,
how do you do that?
I mean, I just picked up Battlefront too as well.
Oh, you did?
So I got that. But there's no story mode to that, so I can just drop in whenever I want to.
That's true.
It is fun though. I love that game. I can't. I keep ending up with Fallout in my disc tray. So
yeah. Well,
I mean, I got such a backlog. I never finished Call of Duty. I didn't finish Halo 5.
Oh, right.
I mean, I still haven't finished Inquisition and Witcher. So
Ugh, let's not even talk about The Witcher. I really enjoyed The Witcher, and it feels like we're not going to be able to have a solid game of the year conversation if one of us hasn't finished The Witcher. So I'm kind of sitting here like, oh man, I want to play. I want to play Fallout. I want to play Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I kind of want to finish The Witcher. I really enjoyed The Witcher 2, and it's kind of weird for me with Dragon Age Inquisition and a BioWare game. I haven't finished all the DLC, especially the final chapter epilogue DLC, which is never done in that capacity, and I haven't even touched it. And I love that game. Dragon Age Inquisition was my game of the year last year, so
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. I think for me, I always like moving on to new and exciting things. Yeah.
I'm going to have a big year next year because I don't think there's going to be any exciting announcements for next year so far. So I'm going to have a long time to play all these games I have.
Man, I also have Legacy of the Void. Too.
I got Legacy of the Void. Haven't touched it yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because I still haven't beat the first StarCraft 2 campaign, Wings of Liberty, and I haven't beat the second one.
Oh, you'll have to beat those. They're really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying Legacy of the Void. We're probably going to do a spoiler cast on the Gamers Inn at some point in the near future. I think once Jocelyn finishes it, I might finish it before her, which is surprising because she's just been really busy. But yeah, lots of games. I'm not even remembering that Just Cause 4 or Just Cause 3 comes out on the 4th, as well as Xenoblade Chronicles X, which comes out on the 4th, which is one of the few Wii U games that are coming out this season.
About Uncharted 4 next year.
Uncharted 4. Like, Uncharted 4 is Ryan carved time into, like, schedule. Like, baby, you are being taken care of. Mommy and me are going to play Uncharted. And then, of course, I know people are like, well, what? I will certainly be taking care of the baby, so Ashley has her time as well. But Uncharted is one of those games that I am super looking forward to playing. So I'll have to find some time for that and make it work.
Legion.
Oh man, let's not even talk about MMOs. We're talking about time.
Have you seen the 100 video?
The 100 video?
The level 100 boost video. Like they got a little video for the advertisement.
Oh no, I didn't.
If you remember from the last time they did a 90 boost, they had the gnome going through getting a mustache and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They made a goblin version of that.
Really?
It is so much fun.
All right, I'll go check it out.
2 minutes of fun.
Yeah, I will check that out. I really enjoyed that first ad. Just catching up in the chat room here. Tom Nagosa is saying, are we doing another covering the Game Awards this year? Do you watch the Game Awards, Vent?
The Game Awards.
So the Game Awards were this reboot of the video game awards that Jeff Keighley did with Spike. And when they rebooted it last year, there was a bunch of announcements. There was actual award ceremonies. There was music. There was Imagine Dragons. It was pretty fantastic.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I don't watch live television.
Well, that's the best part, is that it's streamed online. You don't watch it on TV. You can watch it online, YouTube, your console, Twitch, everywhere you can think of, you can watch it. And last year, I think it was James and I watched it, which sorry to James because I think it started at 9 p.m. Eastern, so it was like 2 a.m. his time, and then it just went forever. It was a long freaking award show, and I'm like, sorry, James, how are you still awake? He wasn't. By the end of it, he was super asleep. Barber's saying, pro tip, be a gaming parent, get a Moby wrap. Is a Moby wrap like the thing that you wear the baby? Because we got one of those. So if that's what that is, boom, nailed it. I think. I don't know. It's like a thing you put the baby in, and then it's like it's wrapped around you.
Sounds like you can keep your hands free.
Yeah. Barbara's saying that's it. Yeah, I did get one of those. We got those at a sale, and they were super inexpensive. So I will test it out, and we will use it to play video games. Although, you don't want to play too violent a game, because then doesn't that like seep in, or they can't really tell what's going on, right? It's all good. Geeklet still will go in hers if I ask her to. Nice. Go get in your Moby. Oh man. So yeah, I think we'll have to call it there unless anybody else has any other questions or comments that they would like us to address. I'll probably sign off. So I'll do the spiel while you guys sort that out. But Vent, thank you very much for joining me. And
I forgot about Assassin's Creed.
Oh gosh. Now you're just rubbing it in. There's too many games and I'm like, oh, what's coming out next week? I wonder what I could play.
First world problems.
I know, and we had a bit of a moment like this last night on the show where I was saying, like, remember when we were kids and it was so tough to, like, buy video games and save up to pay video games, and I'm so glad that I'm an adult now. Now I can afford video games, but I don't have time to play video games, and it's like, Ryan, what are you doing? First world problems. But to be honest, what I didn't get across last night, because I kind of was like, oh, we better move on before I say something even stupider, but I thought more about it today, and I would love to be a kid in this gaming age because there's so many options, so many free-to-play options of really great games. Like free-to-play when we were younger is like Flash games, and I don't know, just really shitty like games that you could get, like JavaScript games. Do you remember like that stuff on the web?
Monkey Balloon Towers.
Yeah, basically like the equivalent of a really annoying ad was our games on the web. Like that was our free to play.
The safety refuge for during classes.
Yeah. I remember the band Gorillaz had a really good Shockwave game where it was basically just like driving around and doing stupid stunts. Played that one a lot. It had 192000 playing in the background the whole time, so that was nice. So yeah, kids have got it pretty good these days where they can basically on their iPhone just boot up whatever. Oh yeah, look at my Extra Life. The chat room will see it. But I got my Extra Life phone case. It's pretty slick. It's like wood, so that's really cool. But yeah, free to play is where it's at for kids these days. Like you don't even have to worry about. And there's a free to play version of every type of game you'd ever want to play. You know, doesn't mean it fits the quality of a product you could go out and buy. Like I'm sure there's a free to play RTS, but it's not as good as StarCraft. But yeah, Tanagosa was saying it was either those Flash games or game demos. Oh man. But this is coming from someone who grew up on dial-up. So it was even worse. Like you couldn't play any games that you didn't buy when you were at home. Like if you were at school, like you could probably play a Flash game if, you know, sorry, Mr. Tech guy who may be listening from high school. Like, yeah, I played video games in the lab and I made sure you didn't see. Sorry about that. Everyone was doing it. But yeah, that was my childhood.
I played Worms. That was my earliest game.
Worms, eh? I think the first game I can remember, obviously the first game I remember playing like was my NES and Super NES, but in terms of like a downloaded game, it would have to be Doom. I remember my uncle, and I don't know how legal this is, but my uncle's just like, here's a bunch of discs for your new computer, just kind of check them out, and it was like Doom 2, and this was years after they had been released. We played Warcraft 1, Orcs and Humans, or is it Orcs and Humans? It's not Orcs versus Humans.
Or something like that.
Yeah, Barbara's saying Number Munchers is her first game.
I remember that.
I don't know what that is. Is it fun? Should I go play it now?
It's a learning game.
I do need to learn my numbers, is what I'm assuming you learn. But we should go play a video game. We should go play Paladins. How's that sound?
I have it up on my screen right now.
You're ready to go. You're like, Ryan, wrap it up. Let's go. It's 2 minutes.
Got to get our free chest for leveling up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to go play Paladins. This has been the Patron Hangout. I really appreciate you coming on here, Jeff, and saving my skin. It would have been really tough to go an hour talking about myself. I barely made the 20 minutes until you finished that Smite match. I should have really pulled in a couple ringers for tonight, because sometimes people are busy. We didn't get a lot of advertising out on this one, but remember, Patreon Hangout is all thanks to the patrons. We hit our $150 a month goal at patreon.com/thegamersin. If you want to be involved in these hangouts, certainly subscribe to the Patreon and make sure you're getting those email updates or those app notifications. We post something every Wednesday or every Tuesday based on what we're going to be doing, and you can join in on the call like Vent did. You can put your chat questions in the Twitch chat, and we'll interact with you, and we'll just hang out, have a good time. So patreon.com/thegamersin. Next up is another Patreon sponsored event, which is game night. We're going to play video games with you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're playing Paladins. Maybe Vent will, if you're nice to Vent, maybe he'll send you a beta code. I don't know what he's planning to do with those things. He might just be like, here's your beta codes, everybody. That's me doing the money thing, in case you're listening.
I mean, I could just put them all into the chat.
Oh, no. You got to make them work for it. If you're, I'm not saying you should give out your codes. I'm just joking around. But there might be a few people out there who are looking for codes, but it's not hard to get a code because all you have to do is pay money to get into the beta. Isn't that nice that they give you that option? I mean, come on.
Tonder Ghost has got one from me.
Yeah?
I still got 4 more. I don't know how I got this.
Oh, Tonder Ghost. Yeah, Tonder Ghost got one. But anyways, we're going to go play Paladins. This has been the Patreon Hangout. Thanks for joining me. This has been the November Patreon Hangout. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Bye.